Please call the Advocate with your questions or comments at News Talk 1420 WHK at 888-281-1110. That's 888-281-1110. Or locally, 216-901-0945. And now, here's your host, Nick Phillips.
Welcome back, Cleveland. Nick Phillips with you with another segment of The Advocate. And with us we have Judge Kenneth R. Spanigal, age 61, endorsed candidate by the Cleveland Plain Dealer for the 8th Ohio District Court of Appeals.
Good evening, except at 62 now, I just clocked a birthday.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday. So you're still young at heart. And also we have Denise Nancy Rini. I won't mention your name. Your age, not the
I'm
age.
a pair of fives. That's okay.
No, a very youthful-looking young lady, and she's a candidate for the Common Pleas Court Juvenile Division, so it's Juvenile Court Judge, and also received the, I think, the very coveted endorsement by the Cleveland Plain Dealer because they go through quite a process. Let me ask Denise Rini, how was that interview, real quick?
It was actually kind of scary because it was the first time I was in the room with my opponent, and she's been a prosecutor for 20 years and I've been in juvenile court for 10 years, and I've worked as a guardian ad litem and a defense attorney. But a lot of people like prosecutors because they think they're tough on crimes, but what was nerve-wracking about it was we're being judged by three people that we've never met. Mm-hmm. But it was clear after the interview that my experience was so much more than hers because I'm a guardian ad litem and because I'm a defense attorney. So I felt good walking out of it.
Oh, good. Well, guardian ad litem, you represent basically the individuals who are actually children that you represent when people are fighting over custody and issues like that. You are sort of the third-party representative.
That's correct. When I'm a guardian ad litem, I'm either representing the child that's been abused, neglected, or dependent. So that's when their parents fail to, provide for them, whether it's their basic needs or whether they, burn them with cigarettes. I also do private custody because juvenile court handles private custody between two unmarried adults. Mm-hmm. And so I get to go talk to the children in their home. I talk to them in their schools, and I get to hear their viewpoint, and then I get to recommend to the court what I believe is in their best interest.
Well, I know you have a wealth of experience there in the Plain Dealer going through their screening process, noted that. Judge Kenneth R. Spanigal, you've been a judge, a municipal court judge since 1988. And that's been a long time.
25 years.
But
and I've known you longer, come to think of it.
That's right. We've known each other since we were very, very young people.
Young attorneys.
So the thought is, though, as I've known Judge Ken, in my opinion, you are one of the few judges in municipal court who writes prolifically opinions.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, the Court of Appeals, that's what they do. 12 judges in this county, 12 districts. But in our county, panels of 3 basically review the work of other judges. They write the opinions that ultimately determine the case and also make law. And that's what I've always loved doing. And quite frankly, that's a lot of what appellate work is writing opinions.
And that's what you'll be doing.
God willing, and electors willing.
Well, you have always taken, and I think your reputation among all the lawyers who worked with you, they know that you're a serious judge at the municipal court level, where it's a level where all too often people might want to chalk off some of these smaller cases, but they're all just as important.
No, most people's exposure to the judicial system, if not domestic relations, divorce, if you will, or juvenile or possibly probate, is municipal court.
Well, very well. Judge Spanigal, thank you much. We have a caller. We have a couple of callers holding here. We have Michelle, who's on the line, been holding patiently for Denise. And Denise, is it better to say Denise Nancy Rini or Nancy Rini, or what do you prefer?
Rini.
Rini, okay. Rini. We have a phone call for Rini. Michelle, you're on the line. You're on the air. Are you there, Michelle?
Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for being patient.
Thanks.
What's your question?
I've heard a lot about problems within the juvenile court, such as if it's operating efficiently. I want to know what steps you would take to improve things.
Well, that's a good question, and 30 seconds or less. Michelle, thank you so much. Go ahead, Denise.
Okay, juvenile court has a lot of really good programs. One of them we'd like to do is consolidate the docket. If you have a child support case and a custody case, it should be under one juris. If you have a delinquency case and an abuse, neglect, dependency case, it should also be under one juris. One of the most inefficient aspects to the court is its the jurors are assigned randomly, so you can have one family and have up to 3 jurors. The other thing I like to do is when you have to notify for service that you have a hearing, that it actually gets to the person, because that's one of the biggest issues we have is we go in for a hearing and we don't have the necessary parties. So those are just 2 of the ideas that I have off the top of my head.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Denise Rini. Rini, we're saying. So we have another call. We have Frank we have Julius from Solon. So, Julius, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for holding. Thank you for being patient
tonight. Thank you very much.
What is your question?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm a long-time listener and first-time caller.
Well, very good. Well, thank you. What possessed you to call tonight?
Well, first I heard Chad and Jeremy, and I remember them from Batman and Patty Duke.
Oh, yeah, and they were also on the Dick Van Dyke Show one time.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, they did that too. But they're going to be in Cleveland, so you have to come out and see them Wednesday.
Oh, definitely. You said the Winchester?
The Winchester, yeah, out in Lakewood. But anyway, Julius, do you have a question for either Judge Spanigal or for Denise Rini?
Well, I noticed you want me to call her Rini, but
yeah, Rini.
Maybe let me just call her Ms. Rini.
Ms. Rini, that sounds fair.
Anyway, well, clearly, Ms. Rini, I want to say that I'm biased because I'm definitely going to vote for you.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a retired sheet metal worker. I've been, lived all my life here in the Cleveland area. I've recently moved to Solon, and clearly you're the better candidate. I mean, there's no question about it. If you look at your credentials against your opponents, clearly it looks as though you would be a better candidate. I question whether or not your opponent actually knows where juvenile court is. It would be sad if she wins. Maybe we could get her bus schedule. But anyway, I guess my question for you is this, Ms. Rini. With the way campaign financing is today, how difficult is it for you to get your message out? It's great that you're on Mr. Phillips' show, but it's tough to get your message out. How do you do it?
Good question.
Oh, with a little help from my friends. I have had several fundraisers, and I have 2 scheduled, one for October 17th and one for October 24th. Feel free to get on my website and come on down. It's really difficult to get money, especially for juvenile court or for judges, because, as judges, we have to be nonpartisan and we have to be unbiased on everything. And there's nothing that we can offer people. Like, we're not senators and we're not president. So one of the things we do is we get the word out, and people have been really generous.
Well, Julius, if I can add to that,
sure.
900,000 voters in Cuyahoga County. 600,000 will probably vote for Romney and Obama. 300,000, half of that will get to the judicials to go down the ballot. I'm glad you're calling and asking. You've got the individual candidate websites, Rini4judge.com. Mine is JudgeSpanigal.com. WeNeedGoodJudges.com. VotersFriend.com. Second segment's going to be PolitiView.com to get educated on candidates. And quite frankly, whether you vote for Obama or Romney or Brown or Mendel, you go down the ballot, get educated. A lot of people don't vote because they don't know the names. All right, well, that's good, but there's a lot of ways to get educated, and I'm glad you're calling and working it because you're the energized voter. The other one is tell your friends. You tell your friends, you tell your friends, you tell your friends.
Very good. Julius, thank you so much for listening, and thanks for calling tonight.
Well, thank you. Hope I see you to Winchester on Wednesday.
Yeah, please. We'll be there. Come on up and introduce yourself.
I will do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we have a call from Frank. We only have a couple of minutes yet, so let's be real quick, try to take a couple of questions. Frank from Fairview Park. Frank, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, time for one quick question. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Denise, it sounds to me like you're very well qualified, but I wondered if there's anything further you'd like to add as to why I should vote for you over your opponent.
That's a good question. Denise Rini, go ahead. Thank you, Frank.
The most important one is my experience. When I'm in juvenile court on almost a daily basis, you can see a lot of the issues that are surrounding our children, not only within the court, but in the community. So I think my experience far sets me apart from my opponent.
Perfect. One last call, and then we're going to be calling quits. We have a call from Maryland. Kathy is on the line. Kathy?
Hi, Nick.
Hi, are you from Maryland, actually?
I'm in Maryland now, but I'm from Cleveland area originally.
Okay, so you're listening online.
I am listening.
Oh, very good. Well, thank you. We have just a brief moment for a question. Go ahead.
I have just a real quick question for candidate Rini. as far as anymore, it seems like juveniles are committing a lot more crimes. And what do you think we can do to discourage delinquency, and what are some steps that you would take?
Well, there's a lot of really good programs out there. Slavic Village has one for youth. What we have to do is make sure that they're educated, give them better choices, and if they're truly committing crimes and they're serious youth offenders, then we send them downtown to the Justice Center. But the best thing we can do is try and do as many programs as we can to get them to make better choices. It's not an easy task at all. Because a lot of these kids do not have two family parents, and sometimes they don't even have one parent.
Well, very good. Judge Ken Spanigal, last comment.
25 years of experience. I like people to vote for me, but get down the ballot, get educated, and learn about the candidates, and get down the ballot and vote for judges.
Not just these two great candidates, but all the candidates. As citizens of the United States, we just have to do that. So, in any event, Judge Kenneth Spanigal, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Nick.
Denise Nancy Rini, thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks, Nick.
Take care. Good luck to you. And we'll be back after these words, so don't go away. You're listening to The Advocate here on WHK. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned.